thank you enough for coming all this way, Dr. Goron.
How could I not, after hearing of the occurrences you wrote me of in your letter? You have a very nice laboratory here.
Thank you. This is Rosalie's laboratory. Rosalie?
Oh, hello, Mitch.
Rosalie, I'd like you to meet Dr. Goran, chief radioecologist from the university in Zagreb.
A pleasure. I was just telling Dr. Mitchell, you have a very up-to-date laboratory here. I'd be quite interested to learn about some of the experiments you've got going on here. Are they all legal?
Mood lighting, mostly. I was just trying to write my grant proposal for the fall.
You didn't tell me she's a theologist.
Yes.
You're sure the valley has never been mined or industrialized?
Yes. You see, there's absolutely no explanation for these high levels of radiation. Rosalie, will you please stop that?
Well, of course there's an explanation. We just have to find it.
Then we're in agreement. I'll call the Forestry Service tomorrow and have them shut off all public access to the valley.
Excellent. We couldn't possibly predict the effects that the radiation could have on people.
Tomorrow we'll make the necessary arrangements for the expedition.
The expedition. If you don't mind, I have a friend who would like to take a look at these maps. His name is Dr. Frank Peter.
Ah, yes, the geologist from Stanford.
Ooh, a geologist from Stanford. Interesting.
Yes, he might be able to help.
Interesting.
Mitch, isn't Dr. Peter in Charlottesville this weekend, presenting a paper he just wrote to the Board of Geological Sciences?
Oh my God, I think you're right. It's only a few short hours drive from here.
Dr. Goran and I could drive to Charlottesville to meet with him while you make the preparations.
A fine idea.
I think I'll go make us some coffee.
All right, Dr. Gore and I will go outside for some air while you do that.
Okay.
So tell me more about these strange occurrences in the valley.
Sometimes it's squirrels falling out of trees for no reason. Other times it's strange orbs of light.
Have you correlated your data?
Did I have my coffee today?
Forgive me if I'm being a bit too personal, but you seem a bit distracted suddenly.
Oh? No. I don't know. It's just damn radiation. I've never seen readings like this before. And I'm worried about Rosalie. I think this radiation's affecting her somehow. I don't know. Can't explain it. I know I sound ridiculous, but I just can't seem to get out of my head that something is wrong.
If the radiation was influencing her, we'd all be showing signs of its effects.
How can you know that?
I can't be sure. Listen, I'll keep an eye on her while we're away and see if anything is going on. I'm pretty sure it's nothing.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Mitch! Dr. Goran, the sandwiches are ready!
So there have been some very strange occurrences in this valley. Strange lights, squirrels falling out of trees.
Squirrels.
Very strange. Dr. Mitchell could fill you in better.
Dr. Mitchell, you say? Yes, I'm familiar with his work in meteoric transference. Based on what I know about the sedimentary and bedrock layers in that region, I can't think of any clear explanation for that kind of radiational release. It would help if I could get some samples.
That could be arranged.
So you'll come with us?
Well, I had planned to return to Pennsylvania tomorrow, but I'm sure nothing is going on there.
I hear Vermont is exciting.
We'll be ready to go by this evening if you'd like.
Mitch wanted us to pick up a few supplies while we were here.
You wouldn't happen to have a mass ion spectrometer on you?
it should be sufficient on such late notice.
It's awfully dirty.
But does it work?
Of course it works. Let's load it up.
Well, I gave my body to med school, but the doctors turned it down. They say there's too much cocaine in the house where I was found. They say there's pools of whiskey in the holes inside my head. And they say that I am still drunk, even though I'm 3 weeks dead.
You won't believe it. Dr. Peter agreed to go on the expedition with us.
Really?
Dr. Peter, it's a pleasure. Let me say that I have followed your work for several years now. Your theory of interlacing electromagnetic fields is truly groundbreaking work.
Sounds like a bedtime story compared to what Dr. Gorin has told me about your current project.
Dr. Mitchell, you'll be pleased to know that Dr. Peter has acquired for us a mass ion spectrometer from the University of Virginia.
That should be very useful. Thank you, Doctor.
My pleasure.
Would you mind helping us get that out of the car?
Help? Well, yeah, sure, of course.
Rosalie, what is it? What's happened?
Did you just hear a scream?
Rosalie, what happened?
Mitch, I'm so cold.
Dr. Goran, please, a blanket. Did you see something outside?
Yes, I saw something, but
Dr. Goran, the rifles. Go with Dr. Peter and check things out there. Something's going on.
no.
It's okay, Rosalie. It's all right.
No, Mitch, no.
It's all right, Rosalie. It's okay.
No, you don't understand.
No. I saw something, but it wasn't outside. It was in my head.
We didn't see anything.
Whatever it was must have been as startled by her scream as we were.
Whatever it was?
I'm sorry, gentlemen. I don't know what happened. I'm just all mixed up. I'll go make us some coffee. I'm fine. Thank you for coming in so quickly.
The mass ion spectrometer!
Yes. According to this, the levels are peaking well above the normal 50 parts per million. How far away did you say this valley is?
Less than 10 miles?
Less than 10.
Less. Unfortunately, the levels are still too low to give a clear reading on the nature of this radiation.
I believe the explanation may be fairly simple. The mountains between us and that valley are composite of granite and limestone. While granite typically reflects radiation, limestone absorbs it. The reason the spectrometer can't get any clear readings is because these mountains have been absorbing varying types of radiation for millennia and subsequently releasing this radiation at random.
Of course! There's no way we can analyze that radiation unless we get inside the valley.
All the more reason we should leave as soon as possible.
Yes. But this brings me to a more important conclusion. Dr. Mitchell, you say that you first became aware of this radiation when the weather monitoring station inside those mountains began sending back garbled data. This was 2 weeks ago today. Now, there are two assumptions we can make from this. One, whatever's emitting the radiation has been in that valley for a long time, perhaps millions of years. And until 2 weeks ago, the mountains acted as buffers, completely absorbing and dispersing the radiation. Or two, whatever emits this radiation appeared approximately 2 weeks ago and continues to emit the radiation.
You're saying that this radiation is either increasing exponentially or was brought here by some sort of extraterrestrial radioactive chunk?
Yes, but since we have no earlier readings to compare, I can't possibly determine how fast the levels are increasing. The only way for us to get the necessary data for an accurate assessment would be to delay the mission perhaps 2-3 days.
If the rate of increase is too high, we may not have that much time before the radiation levels become dangerous. No, it's too much of a gamble. We have to leave tomorrow.
It's going to take 2 people to carry this thing in the mountains. I'm afraid my back. Carrying this would make me angry.
Not to worry. I've already recruited some of my graduate students to help out on the expedition.
Mitch,
Opportunities to learn should never be wasted. It's fieldwork, Rosalie. Besides, 4 doesn't feel like a safe number.
at least you're still letting me go.
I wouldn't think of leaving you behind in your condition.
Her condition? Is there something you're not telling us?
No. We'll leave early in the morning, 5 a.m. I suggest we all turn in for the night.
I'm sleeping on the couch.
Fine.
It's already 5 a.m.
I know.
We're getting up now?
Yes.
Sure this is the right trail? Are you sure this is the right trail? Are you sure this is the right trail? Are you sure this is the right trail?
All we have to do is follow the painted trail markings on the trees.
We've been on this trail for an hour, and I haven't seen a single marking.
The rangers said this trail hadn't been used in a long time. They've probably washed off.
Oh, here we go. There's a marking of some kind.
trail markers aren't usually that creative from my experience.
Dr. Mitchell, can we rest?
No.
It is getting late. We should find a place to make camp and try to get some readings on the spectrometer.
Of course we can get readings. We can get readings back in town. We need clear readings. You hear me? We need clear readings. Now, if you're with me, there's a reason we are all here. We have to worry about the safety of all those poor fools within 100 miles of this place. It's up to us, or everything's gonna go straight to hell and there's nothing anyone can do about it anywhere. We keep going until we find a good clearing.
This map says there's a fire lookout marked at the next ridge.
I bet there's a log cabin.
We'll be able to get excellent readings on the spectrometer from the top of that ridge.
We won't be able to make it there together before dark. I'll hike ahead, scout out the area, and get a good fire going.
You can't go alone.
I'll get there faster if I go alone.
But what if something happens to you and you die?
If something happens, I'll fire off a warning shot from the rifle.
Okay. If you fire your rifle, should we come to help or should we run away?
How about 1 shot as a warning to run away and 2 shots for us to come and help you?
Okay.
Yes, that way if something bad is happening to you, like you're attacked by some rabid animal, mutated by the radiation, or if your flesh starts to liquefy and fall off, a single shot can both warn us and put you out of your misery.
He could do that with 2 shots. He could fire 1 at random and shoot himself in the mouth with the second.
Oh, but given the urgency of the situation, a single shot is both more efficient and practical.
Couldn't he just shoot the mutated radiation animal instead?
What's your name?
Richie.
I've changed my mind. Richie, you come with me.
Mitch, no.
It's the only way.
She's right, Dr. Mitchell. There's no way of knowing for sure whether or not you could signal us, shoot yourself, and shoot the boy in case of danger.
Actually, he could still do that in 2 shots.
Then it's been settled. Let's go. Rosalie, don't worry.
Dr. Mitchell, do you think I could carry the rifle?
No. Did you hear something? Whatever that thing was, he was dragging him off into the woods. I barely got him in time.
My God! He's been shot in the head!
There's nothing we can do for him now.
Let's move on. There's got to be someplace better to camp than here.
A fire will keep us safe.
Yes. Fire.
Martina, could you go get us some water? I'm sure there's a stream nearby.
Shouldn't we give her a rifle? That thing did get away.
Absolutely not. Soon we give a hand grenade to a monkey.
Interesting.
Mitch, the tent's ready. I'm gonna go pick berries.
Excellent.
I've been looking over this map again. We're camped along the central western ridge. The fire lookout is half a mile north. We should go there in the morning, but I believe we can get fairly accurate readings at this location.
I'm gonna start the chili.
Oh my God, Mitch! The trees! The trees are covered in blood!
Be sure to grease the outside of the bottom of the pot.
With butter?
No, with grease.
Rosalie, no. No! What happened?
The blood! Oh, it's everywhere!
Blood?
In the trees!
Trees?
Covered in blood!
There can only be one explanation for this.
My God. Giant monkeys! Excellent.
Very probable hit. You should do the job nicely.
Wouldn't the rifles be more effective?
Against a monkey the size of a fully grown Norwegian?
ridiculous.
I agree. It's the honorable thing to do.
What's honorable about killing something that you don't understand? Maybe they're scared and confused.
What's your name, kid?
Ike?
Well, Ike, maybe they're just guarding their territory. Maybe their brains have been warped by the radiation. Or maybe they're just hungry.
How did we decide that they were giant monkeys again?
Mitch, give me a spear.
What? You can't even lift one of these, much less wield it against some kind of...
Give me a spear now.
Please, sit down. I think she is suffering a bit from the radiation.
Maybe you should just...
What are you doing? You have to help him.
Well, I suppose you can say I'm responsible for this, too! You can't stab an invisible skeleton, but you can beat them into pieces!
Interesting.
Don't touch that!
Look, the spectrometer is printing out data.
That is odd. It normally prints out the numerical sequences.
What does it say?
You see that? Doesn't make any sense.
Well?
It says death, 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 etc.
Oh no. It's possessed. It's whatever's out there. It's inside the machine. You have to throw it in the fire.
Let's not be hasty. That thing is out on loan.
It's possessed by evil. You have to burn it. Throw it in the fire.
Something's about to get thrown into the fire, and it's not the mass ion spectrometer!
I don't think I should come here.
Do you think that this radiation is actually affecting people back in town?
I doubt it. Stupid boy! Stupid boy!
What's all this shouting about?
Dad, your student flew the coop!
What did he steal?
Where's the other rifle?
wasn't a mark on the boy's body when we found him. As if he had dropped dead right in the center of that field.
He's clearly not faking this. They must have stumbled across the very source of the radiation out there. The boy obviously absorbed a lethal dose.
That's a lie!
You know, Dr. Mitchell, you're quite spry for a man of your age.
Death! 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 Etc.
I'm cold. Can we put this corpse somewhere else?
I hope the chili isn't causing that.
How can we be sure?
Did you eat the chili?
Yes.
How much did you eat?
3 bowls.
3 bowls?
No, I'm just kidding. I had 1 bowl.
Good. 1 bowl of that shit is plenty.
Mitch! I'm
He
cold!
said he was fortifying himself against the coming night.
I'll go get them a towel. Rosalie, would you get Dr. Mitchell a towel, please?
Mitch! I'm cold!
Stop that!
It's all right. The boy was already dead.
Interesting. Excellent! This is going to get us all arrested. What are we going to do? Tell the police radioactive demons killed your students? We're all going to die in prison. This is fucked up. I hope whatever this radiation is does kill us.
Leave it to you to say something like that, Dr. Gorin.
Have some berries.
What kind of bullshit do you think this is? I came out here to study radiation, not to contend with giant, arthropod-like radioactive demons fighting for my very life. I must have my freedom! Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
You shot him! You shot him!
God, I love the way that woman gets on a horse.
Just a flesh wound. It'll be all right.
Looks like there's a storm brewing.
We should get him into the tent.
I tell you, I can't remember any of it. Well, the last thing I do remember is waving goodbye to you and Rosalie when you left for Charlottesville to meet with Dr. Peter. I went back inside and... Who are you?
Interesting.
We should get the hell out of here. Right now.
Remarkable. This radiation is not only lethal and capable of warping the mind to the point of vivid and prolonged hallucinations, but it also seems to be manifesting itself in semi-solid forms that I suspect are somehow reflective of our subconscious thoughts.
Perhaps it is the end of days, as foretold of in the Bible.
Maybe leaving now would be the reasonable thing to do. But when has reason ever played a part in the evolution of scientific discovery?
This man is right, Dr. Goran. If we turn back now, we may never know what happened to my brain, or who shot me, and all my graduate students. Something truly profound is going on here. Should we choose not to take on the responsibility of finding out what that something is, someone else will. And I don't want that someone else to not be me.
We have to stop the radiation.
I know how we can stop the radiation.
Interesting.
Excellent!
This is it. The clearing where we found you, Dr. Mitchell, is right down there. If the source of the radiation is anywhere near us...
My God!
What are you?
Stay away from her!
The mass spectrometer! We have to activate it!
It's our only chance!
It will absorb all the creature's radioactive energy! No! No. Thanks, science.
I need a drink.
I need a drink.
I need a drink.
I need a drink. I need a drink. I need a drink.
I remember the first time. I remember the first time I ever saw anyone eat mayonnaise. I know you think it's kind of weird, but I was at a picnic and my pa was there and I walked around the corner and I said, "Dad, what you doing eating mayonnaise on your wiener?" And he said, "Son, I love putting the mayonnaise on my wiener. You should try it. I know you won't like it at first." And so I dipped my wiener into the mayonnaise. And now sometimes I don't even like to put my mayonnaise on the buns. I just stick my wiener straight in the mayonnaise. Oh, it's supposed to be wiener on the buns.
Hi. You may not know this, but I'm the cameraman for this movie. And this is the part where Seneca has left me alone in a godforsaken field to get eaten by flies. I'm going to kill him. But I think it'll help the movie out alright. I mean, you know, River of Dread director murdered brutally by disgruntled cameraman. I think I'll get him a lot of press. So he'll thank me later. But anyway, I just wanted to let everyone know that. I hate that man. Look at me. I'm standing in this field, all alone, getting more sunburned. Basically what I'm trying to say is that he's a big jerk. You're a jerk, Seneca. A big jerk. Big jerk.
Rosalie, what is it?
What happened? Did you just hear a scream?